Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over the London Silver Bullet for Wednesday, September 13th. Okay, before I do that, I have a little announcement I want to make, and I want to tell you that the Kraken Silver Bullet indicator is going to be free. This is an invite-only free indicator on TradingView. So to be invited to use the script, you have to join the free Discord group in the description below this video. And the details about the indicator are in the announcements channel on the Discord group. It is not out yet. I should have the final version the next day or so, and then I'll be testing it myself for the week, and then I'll be doing a live stream in the Discord group to go over the settings and everything and give everyone the unique link to add it to their charts and start using it. So let's get started here on London. I'm going to move this over the way. So before we get started here, the first thing I see is there's sell side taken, right? So you have sell side liquidity here, relatively equal lows, it gets taken. So now we're looking, hey, do we get a market structure shift, things like that, right? So we do get a market structure shift. It's right here, okay? That's the swing high that created this swing low that took out sell side liquidity. So for me, that's the market structure shift to go long, right? Well, obviously we're not trading until the 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern time. So I get a question, what time should my chart be set if I'm in Brazil or any other country? Listen, you need to set your chart to Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you're at, I don't know what time it's going to be, but you need to set it for Eastern Standard Time so that we're all looking at the same time. 3 a.m. Eastern is 3 a.m. Eastern all over the world. So set your time to that, okay? And all you do by doing that is you go here and click on the little, below that is a, you can't see it on the screen, but there's a little clock, and you go to New York, okay? And that's now everything's set the same. All right, so we have buy side liquidity taken, and then we start marking out our charts before this, right? We see an order block here to go higher. So price hit the new week opening gap, which is this purple line, dashed line here, comes back down, and it hits that order block. So you could have taken a buy right there, put your position on, and what are you targeting? Well, 3 handles is here. You obviously have a fair value gap here and a fair value gap here. So why am I putting it all the way down here? Well, because I know that these 2 fair value gaps that aren't marked, I'll mark it right quick. This fair value gap, mark it here. And this fair value gap right here could get traded down to, right? So I want to make sure that my stop is below that. My stop is just below that, right? So it can trade down here. I don't want it to, but it can. So when it comes here, I'm taking my buy right there, and then I'm going long, okay? And then risk 1 to 2, and it gets hit here, okay? But what do we have here on the side? Well, this is a fair value gap right here. It's normal fair value gap, but when it gets, and we're expecting price, since this is down, to come up and hit it and come back down. But since it gets traded through it, it now, at this point right here, it becomes an inversion fair value gap. So any of these, you could have traded this to keep going higher if your target is going higher, okay? So we have one there, and we have one right here. So we have 2. Actually have a liquidity void right here because there's no price. It's not a volume imbalance because there's no wicks that cross right here. There's no price that got traded in this little void right here. That's a true liquidity void. Price will usually typically want to fill that in with down and up candle, right? And then it comes down, down, and up, right? So now it's traded back through that twice. It's now perfect. It's filled in. It's good now. That's why these 2 wicks are good. So you could have bought, let's say here, when it came back into that. Let's put our position in here at the middle inversion fair value gap at the top of the liquidity void. Why am I going down here? I'm just going below this, this order block that's not shown, but there's an order block right here. Mark it on the chart so you can actually see it, what I'm talking about. This right here is a order block. Go right there. There's an order block, so I'm going down below the order block. And there's obviously another fair value gap here. So there's just a lot of reasons I want my stop here. So again, I'm risking 2. I'm sorry, 2.5, and to get 5. So 1 to 2 again. So then we obviously, that closes this one right here. First trade is closed there. Second trade gets closed right there. Okay. Now, what do we see here? Would you have taken any more because we're right here in the new week opening gap? Well, I need to see what else we have above here. There's a lot of new week opening gaps over here, but that's a good distance up, right? Not sure I would target that. So this trade right here I would have taken. This one I would have taken because it's over here. I would have taken that trade. But this next one, as I'll show you, this is an order block right here, and it gets traded into right here. You came back in. If you pull a fib from here to here, okay, it's optimal trade entry rather. Optimal trade entry is right in here. You can take that trade, assuming to take out this high. That's what you'll be aiming for. So you can put your long position in here to take this out right here, and you get that trade. Okay. In order of highest probability trades, for me, it's this one. I love that trade first, foremost. This one is a little less probability for me because I didn't really have anything to shoot for, just 1 to 2. But I know there's enough risk to get at least a partial here, so I was fine with that. But it didn't really have anything to aim for other than just straight 5 handles. You know, granted it went more, but I didn't really have anything that I was aiming for specifically. This trade here, I like the optimal trade entry trades, and I have something to shoot for. I'm aiming for this high, and I get it, you know, another 5 handles. So let's see, 6 handles, 5 handles, 5 handles. So we got, what, 16 handles on this day on the London Silver Bullet sessions. So let me take these off, and those are your London Silver Bullet trade setups for Wednesday, September 13th.